Hey, Chase here with Own Boise and Keller Williams Realty Boise, and I'm excited to bring to you the market statistics through the end of March 2023. Now, I know this video is way too long, and you probably won't watch the whole thing, so here's the top two things that are going to take place in this video. Number one is inventory has done something it's never done in the history of our market. And number two, pendings are up. So if you want to learn more about that and what's going on in our market, watch the rest of this video. All right, so what has inventory done that it's never done? Well, I don't believe this has ever taken place. Definitely not since I've been in the market, at least since I've been paying attention. So maybe you fact checkers out there can go dig in. But take a look at what's happened to inventory here. You know, we saw this red line represents active listings. You can see it's actually gone down in the month of March. Now, historically, and I've actually pulled up the last 5 years, so we're going to go back to 2018 and look at all these. Historically, this number goes up. So, you know, typically we bottom out sometime in December or January, then we go up February, March, April, and we typically just continue to go up until the middle of summer. All right, so let's go look. 2018, you can see this is March of 2018. What happened to inventory? Well, we bottomed out in January that year. And you can see we just continued to rise. Now, you can see these numbers aren't massive, you know, but there's a ton of additional pendings taking place. So that's 2018. Here's 2019, same month. We saw inventory actually come up quite a bit more. So 534 to 619, you know, that's about 15 to 20% increase in inventory. Let's keep rolling. Let's look at 2020. Now, 2020 was obviously an odd year. Some of you might remember why. We had COVID, and we actually saw activity really drop significantly. There was some panic of people putting homes on the market. And there was also just homes sitting on the market that would have sold, but we got in lockdown about the middle. I think it was March 18th was when our lockdown started here in 2020. Here's 2021. Look at these inventory levels, by the way, just insanely low. That's why pricing shot up so high. But you can see, even with insanely low inventory, February to March, we still had more homes come on the market. And then, of course, here's 2022. This is last year. Inventory is still very low, but you can see we saw inventory actually go up, even though it was only 4 homes. Compared to this month, we've gone down. And this is roughly a 5% decrease, give or take. But, you know, it's a pretty big deal when inventory is going down in the month of March. And really that introduced us to what's happening in this market, which is we're kind of in a bipolar real estate market. And that's not to make fun of anyone with any conditions or issues like that. It's just simply this market does not know what it is. So let me explain, okay? Interest rates have caused the cost to buy, you know, the cost of buying a home to go up. That's pretty obvious. You know, year over year, interest rates are significantly higher. You go back 18 months, they're very much way up, you know, almost double in terms of interest rates. You're roughly at 6% as I'm recording this today for 30-year fixed. 18 months ago, we were 3% roughly. So we've got a double in terms of the interest rate. Well, that's caused our costs to go up, which has caused prices to come down from the peak. Now, if we look at the prices here, you can see that year to date, we're only down 1.8%. But what's interesting is that from the peak, we're actually down quite a bit. This doesn't really show it because this is just showing you what happened in 2022. But from the peak, I mean, this number was significantly higher. I mean, I think at one point in time, 2022 was at, you know, roughly 20% appreciation or more. And you can see it ended the year with actually only 6. So we lost, you know, roughly 20 to 25% from the peak of the market. So that's just kind of an interesting thing to keep in mind. Now, the problem is when you see inventory levels staying compressed or staying low, like they are here. Sorry for bouncing back and forth here, but we have 1.2 months of supply. And if you've been watching these videos at all, you know that our balanced market would typically have 5 to 7 months of homes on the market. If it has more than 7, then it's considered a buyer's market because there's plenty of opportunities for the buyers to pick and choose what they want. They can negotiate, they can find the right home, and ultimately sellers will have to lower their prices to be competitive and beat out the other sellers. When inventory is below 5 months, it's the opposite, right? There's not enough homes for sale. The buyer's demand is, forcing sometimes multiple offer scenarios. They're fighting over the best homes. And that's a seller's market. That drives prices up. Well, as you can see, 1.2 months of supply, we're well into that seller's market territory. And you can see here we've got 466 went pending just in the month of March. We only have 577 homes on the market at the end of March, and rates are still looking to be settled. I think that's probably the best way that I would describe rates right now. We talked about pendings up. I guess I'll end this video. This one's going to be pretty short and sweet. But rates have more or less settled. Now, there's a lot still to be determined with the Fed. Are they going to continue rate hikes? Are they going to stop rate hikes? There's, it's kind of a 50-50 coin flip at this point. The consensus seems to be that if they do one more rate hike at 25 basis points, then that would probably be the last one. But there's still a coin flip that they might not even do that one. So rates have settled in. They're somewhere for 30-year fix between 5 3/4 and 6 1/4. That is actually such a relief because now buyers can maybe take a little bit more time to look instead of having to scramble to lock their rate and get going. And if you're a seller in this market and you're not selling, it's definitely price because inventory is still very, very, very much low. And that is definitely the reason that you're probably not selling. Now, you might hear like, well, the yard's not big enough, or I wanted bigger bedrooms, or whatever. They'll say that stuff. But every time they say something like that, it's like, hey, for this price, the yard's not big enough. Or for this price, these bedrooms aren't big enough. So price can solve everything. I've never met a piece of real estate I wouldn't buy if the price was right. And I'm sure you haven't either. There are plenty of other things you can do to help get your home sold. Marketing is a big deal. Conditions a really big deal. Price is a big one. So you need to have someone in your court that knows what they're doing, knows how to price your property right to take advantage of this low inventory and potentially even get multiple offers. And then, of course, putting it in the right light and marketing it properly is key to getting the most money for your home. So if you want to find out more about that, or you want to get an idea of what your home's worth, we'd love to help you out. Again, I'm Chase Craig at Own Boise with Keller Williams Realty Boise. Please reach out to your favorite Own Boise realtor with any questions you have, whether it's buying or selling real estate. And if you have questions, you can put them in the comments on YouTube, or you can reply via email, or however you got this. We'd love to answer those for you. But to recap, inventory went down month over month in March. I've never seen that happen before, so that's a little nutty. It's not going to be helpful in terms of driving prices down. If anything, prices are going to stay about where they're at, possibly even go up, depending on what happens with interest rates. And rates have settled. So, if rates stayed here and inventory stays here, guaranteed prices will climb. Hopefully not rapidly, but they're not going to stay put because inventory is too low. So, hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the next one.